Happy 4th of July, America. I'm in a forest. Why am I in a forest? Well, myself and Andy here are working on a bunch of sweet features about the video game No Man's Sky. Ooh, we're in an alien world. All these trees are a different color, probably. I don't know. Which is for GameSpot's The Next Big Game feature, which is a thing we do every month where we highlight a game that we think is worthy of further exposure and then do a bunch of sweet videos giving you extra details on the game.
So over E3 we sat down with the guys from Hello Games to find out more about their game and talk about the hype train that they currently find themselves riding. I always enjoy sitting down to talk to Sean, and this time was no different. He enjoys talking about design, the industry, the audience, and how all those things inform the games his team make. In fact, there was one discussion that we got into which touched upon something that I've been thinking a lot about lately.
I think that all the journalists who ask us how many levels, will there be missions, will there be quests, I'm interested in making something different. You know, I still enjoy them and stuff, but I find games often really predictable.
Do you think that like a lot of games show their cards too early, that like often they're spoiled by the fact that we just know so much about them before they're out?
Yeah, two things. One is absolutely. Like games, I play them, I already know what's going to happen. I know the type of game that it is, especially in the kind of AAA area. They have to make it like that. They're making games to like a blueprint because it costs so much, because the content costs so much. You know, I don't mean to slag off those games, I love those games, but a lot of games hide kind of by the numbers design behind massive production budgets, behind content. You're seeing it like all the time. Just like Minecraft isn't like a big reference point for us or anything like that, but it has some parts that I just really admire. Like Minecraft never told you what the formulas were for crafting things. And I don't think I ever would have done that as a designer, right? It was a bold move, but it's so cool, you know? It's just so nice for a game to just go figure it out, because that's the games that I grew up with as a kid. And I like that, and people are cleverer than what games designers think.
So is Sean right? Are games getting so predictable, and are they marketed so much that by the time they come out, any sense of wonder we might have had around them is completely gone?
And if that is true, what are the implications for AAA games and the video game press?
At GDC I attended a fantastic panel by Jim Crawford, creator of Frog Fractions, a wonderful Trojan horse of a game which people recommend to each other without really telling each other the surprise of what it actually is. You should probably check it out. In his panel entitled Preserving a Sense of Discovery in the Age of Spoilers, Jim talked about how the immediacy of information created by the internet has all but destroyed the sense of wonder we used to have around games. Back in the NES era, or earlier, back when I was playing Commodore games as a kid, we'd know basically nothing about a game before playing it, save for some details, rumours and screenshots. But it was in that vacuum of confirmable information that something wonderful happened. When I grew up, my only resource for game information were my friends. Our playground conversations were full of conspiracy theories about hidden levels, Easter eggs, cheat codes, and secret games in development. The source was usually a magazine, maybe somebody's brother, and more often than not, just totally made up. But the lack of ability to instantly Google the facts gave these rumours life. Back then, the media were the gatekeepers. They sprinkled us with new information, screenshots, release dates and interviews, morsels of information we'd salivate over. But even then, the games were still mysterious. We didn't see gameplay until the game was in our machines. Today we know just about everything about AAA games by the time they come out. Launch trailers, tone trailers, story trailers, multiplayer details, previews, features, betas, Twitch streams and 15-hour-long gameplay clips on YouTube. And these games are often so prescribed, so mechanically uninteresting that by the time the game comes out, we basically know everything about it. We know what we're going to play. There are very few games that surprise us anymore, but when they do, they tend to blow up. When Minecraft launched, people didn't really know what it was. In fact, it was often easier to tell people just to play it. And as we did, we learned together about how that world works, how the game works, how to craft items, how to enter the Nether, how Redstone operated. It's not alone, we've seen this before with Dark Souls, Rust, Plague Incorporated, Kerbal, Goat Simulator. Hell, the week after Watch Dogs was released, it was knocked off the #1 slot by The Forest, a buggy, uncompleted alpha game which captured the imagination of gamers all around the world. And what exploded on Steam last week, a game about driving cars out of the mud. There's a whole new generation of gamers, the Minecraft generation as Sean puts it, an audience who craves the new, who chases wonder, an audience that just wants to play exciting and new games, regardless of if they're alphas, betas, big budget, small budget or no budget at all. Oftentimes we get locked in a very old dance. Publishers are so busy scrambling for exposure that they often oversaturate us with information, and the games press are more than willing to stay in step because it's the only way they know how to get traffic. But that tune has been coming to an end for a while. It's just not good enough anymore. Unimaginative games are shutting down studios, and unimaginative reporting is shutting down game sites. That's why myself and Andy spent an evening at E3 talking to the folks at Hello Games, not to grab an easy headline, placate a PR or buy ourselves an exclusive trailer, but to talk about a game that has rekindled a wonder that is so rare in AAA releases.
So join us next week on the next big game, No Man's Sky, where we'll answer plenty of your questions and leave plenty of new questions wonderfully unanswered. This week's After Bang Dance is dedicated to the memory of Ryan Davis.
Turn my music up, yeah, turn my music up. Turn my music up, turn my music up louder. Turn my music up, turn my music up louder. Turn my music up, turn my music up louder. Turn my music up, turn my music up louder. Nah, I'm not new in this biz. I shine bright in the dark like a luminescence. You're not a failure at all if the shoe doesn't fit. It means the picture was bigger than you did expect. Never give up, keep it going till you get